Hello everyone and welcome to our Tech Tuesday tutorials number 128. Today we take a look at the basics of a classic presentation tool called Prezi. For some of our veteran teachers, Prezi may sound familiar. Indeed it should. It's been around for many years, and honestly it fell off my radar for a while there. During its heyday it was all the rage, and to be honest it was a misused fad tool in my opinion. Its unique trait was to ditch sequential slides in favor of a huge space where you could pan and zoom to crazy levels, allowing you to play with visual relationships, organization, and movement. And despite this, most people just converted standard PowerPoint presentations to it, and it became a nauseating motion sickness ride that didn't really help students learn. Well, last year I revisited Prezi, and I realized that they hadn't gone away, and far from it, they've continued to evolve and even expand into two other products, Prezi Design and Prezi Video. Now to keep this episode short, we're going to focus on Prezi Present, the classic one, then look at how it's improved the core product from the past and explain why you might want to use it. We're going to revisit Prezi Video and Prezi Design at a later date. Prezi's main strength is its use of space. You can zoom in and delve into topics and organize them to show clear organization of thoughts. Prezi allows you to now highlight certain things and have things appear only when you're ready for them to appear, and a lot of things will appear only when you zoom in closer or move back out a little bit. This ability to move around in the space is really helpful if you want to organize your ideas in a certain way and take a look at things maybe even in a non-sequential way. So Prezi's really good for infographics, for exploring various relationships. Let's say you had 3 branches of government and things like that, or you want to look at different geographical areas. It's really just handy in that sense, but it's nice and clean and will take you in to kind of show elements of your presentation in relation to the whole. Now you're seeing me move around a good bit here, but keep in mind that this is going through the presentation really quickly. And so that sense of motion sickness is heavily mitigated if you're going through at a normal pace, because you spend a decent amount of time in each view and then you move on to the next one without causing too much annoyance to your audience. When you first get started with Prezi and you decide to do a presentation, you can come over here and create from template, and they give you a lot of templates to choose from. And these templates are pretty much already designed with a certain number of topics in mind, but you can change them out a little bit. So let's start with a simple template, something really basic here, and we'll use that template. Okay, so when you first start with something here, you'll want to give it a title. You can just double click any text here and name it. It's important to know how Prezi organizes things. First of all, it has a big space at the beginning with a title, and you can then have topics, and within them you have subtopics. So you can simply go in here to insert and insert a topic to get another topic, and it will chain into that other topic as you present. Now your presentation path is over here on the left, and that shows you what slides or what views it's going to use to get through those. So view 1, it goes to the main thing. View 2, it seems to delve into soul, the topic, and it goes there to slides or views 2 to 7, and then it comes back 8 to 9. So let's just test this out and see. You can drive it using the arrow keys once you hit present. So go up here and hit present, and you'll see it goes here, then it goes into that topic, and then it goes into subtopic, back to the main topic, into subtopic 2. So let's delve into that. If we click on this subtopic, we'll go into here. And we can delete images and put in other images if we want. We can go do a Google image search and find a picture if we want of our sun. Right click on it or save it to our computer and then paste it here, or go to insert and insert the image and upload it. So once we get the images that we want here, we can double click and modify the text. And if you don't want a subtopic, you don't want to go further into anything else, you can just select them and delete them if they're in the template. And you can come in here and just insert text at any given time. It will drop it into the middle of the slide, so you may have to be a little careful and take a good look at how that looks. You'll notice that it centered everything as soon as I deleted the subtopics. It tends to try to guess at your layout. And that can get to be a problem if you want to fit text over on the right hand side and keep this over here. So you will go over here and click on layout, and you can choose preset layouts like this or other things like that to kind of help organize your information. Of course, you can always take these items and move them if you'd like. All right, so once you get that, you can go up here to go back, and you'll see that our first topic is set up there. Now, I don't have any graphics on this side. I could paste the graphic of the sun as well. The only thing is it kind of goes in front of that subject there, and I might have to right click and send back. The thing is then, now I've got this topic shape, which will take up a good bit of space, but if I needed to, I could go to fill color and adjust the opacity of that fill color, and even adjust the border thickness to be larger so I can kind of see where that topic is and then drag things on it. Now, if you drag right into the center, you'll notice it kind of highlights it and grows bigger. If I do that, it's going to drop it into that topic. So I have to be a little bit careful here and move it around a little bit if I want to kind of make these images appear as if they are the topic themselves. I mean, it's a little trick. You can do that. It's kind of nice. It's just knowing how some of these things lay out. And so when you zoom in, it'll look like that object. So the next topic here, let's say I want to jump ahead and move over to just Earth. I'll go in here into Earth, and let's say that there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about with Earth. I could edit text and paste a bunch of stuff in here. And let's say that I wanted subtopics. Well, that's pretty easily done. I just go up here to the top and add subtopics. And those subtopics will automatically kind of get pushed out there, and I can continue to add more subtopics. So say I want to talk about 3 different things about the Earth, and I can do it that way. Now again, you can still do layout and all that if I wanted to. I could also choose how I wanted to lay out the subtopics. It's the little sub tab up here under topic layout. Again, if you need to find that, it's up there under layout, top right. And then either content layout or subtopic layout. Because I'm doing planets here, I might want these laid out kind of like in a circular fashion to kind of get that same feel. And they will naturally flow to the next item. You can choose the path settings, whether or not you want the topics to always come back to the main one, or if you want them to move on to the next topic. That is, if I was doing this with the planets, it would come back to the view of the solar system every time after it finishes the planet, and then move on to the next planet. Or do you want it just to move on to the next planet without coming back to the main view? Same goes with topic subpaths. So right now, mine is set to come back to the main topic every time. So if you watched here, whenever I play this, I go to present, and the next time I go into a subtopic, it would go there, and then it goes back to the main topic, and then back to the subtopic. The thing about this is it causes a lot of movement, which if you're going through these fairly quickly, can get a little bit uncomfortable for those who are looking at it. You then continue to just add more topics and subtopics as you need to. You can drag these things around. You can even resize them and make them a little bit smaller or larger to emphasize certain points. Now, if you do the little graphic trick, you may have to group things because remember, this is not the topic itself. This is just standing in there for it. If you'd like to move multiple things at one time, you can hold down Shift and drag a box, and then let go of Shift and move things around that way. If you need to add in topics in between, just go and add another topic. It'll add it right after the item that you've selected. You can, if you need to reorganize some of these things, let's say I use this one for Venus, you can take the topics here in your timeline and just drag them into the right order. So it would be Sol, and then we would cover Mercury here. You'll see that this one inherited the style of the last one, so whenever I've selected Sol and I created a new one, it created a new topic of the same style. But if I wanted to, I could temporarily fill that with something so I could see it and then put the graphics in later. You'll see that there's a line that connects them all that shows you what order they're in, and of course, as always, you can resize things. If you want a different background, just go back to your main subject, right-click anywhere over there, and choose Change Background. You can use some of the free images that it gives you, or you can even just replace it with one of your own, simply by uploading an image of your choice. This free image here is actually not too bad, and I'll go ahead and just use that one. Right, so when you're ready, you can go up here and hit share, and you can get a link. You can even present it that way. You drive it using your mouse buttons or the arrows at the bottom. To get out of the presentation, just hit escape. But again, here's your share link, and you can just get a link to view for anyone else. Now, when you go to do this, you have to create a new link, give it a name. So I might just call this public. and create link. So let's talk about pricing here. Prezi, first of all, note that they do have student and educator discounts. So if you can provide them with some sort of educational status, you're going to get a deep discount. For the Plus version, you get unlimited number of projects in all the different Prezi things, including video and design, which we haven't gotten into. You can import existing PowerPoint slides, which I honestly don't recommend because it just gets you into that mode where you're just doing basically a PowerPoint with zooming, and that defeats the purpose of Prezi. You get PDF exports, that's nice. You get video downloads, that's nice. You get to use premium images, which really that's just coming from Unsplash. You can do that yourself or Google Images, and a few other things like that. Offline access is big, private links, which no one else can see, collaboration, and a few other features. So you can see with EDU Plus here, you get a lot of features once you start giving them some money. And at $3 a month, that's not a bad price at all for what you're getting. Okay, so let's wrap up what is a already long presentation here. Let's look at some strengths and some pitfalls. So, strengths of Prezi. One, you get kind of a big picture presentation, a presentation that looks at things in relation to the whole. That's really, really strong. You get to see those relationships visually, which is another big thing. You get to play with font sizes and sizes of elements on the picture, and you can zoom into any of them if you need to and save that as a snapshot or a view. So you can then see, maybe hide things within things. You can explore a big space here. The exploration of the structure itself, like we could zoom into certain parts of an image and see certain elements, and especially helpful in infographics or things that have like a table of data. We want to get a big image of that and explore the different rows and columns of that data. You get to hide content until you zoom in. As you can see here with this one, the contents of a topic are hidden, and all you see is the main topic shape and description, and then you zoom in, you see the actual elements. And there's a bit of a novelty factor. This is different. It's new for a lot of folks. For others that have used it in the past, it's kind of new again, and maybe a while since you've used Prezi. The pitfalls are 3 that I can think of, and they're pretty big, so keep this in mind. If you move around too much, you create a sense of motion sickness for some people, and that can just be annoying. The second thing is gilding the lily. Now, gilding the lily is an expression that means basically jazzing something up unnecessarily. So you could spend a lot of time going in here and adding all these little elements that you just think look cool. And before you know it, you've spent way too much time on your presentation, and the students really don't learn anymore from that. So keep that in mind. Use this tool for what it's intended for, not for everything. Prezi is really good when you're exploring concepts and there's a visual relationship between them. I guess the best way to explain that is, would a graphic organizer help when explaining something? If so, Prezi might be that tool that helps you kind of create a graphic organizer out of your presentation. So what is Prezi Video? Well, we're going to cover that in another session, but the basic short of it is that Prezi Video is a way of taking your content that you would normally show with a Prezi, and instead of zooming in and seeing just that, you overlay it on top of a video of your web camera showing you, discussing it, pointing, doing things like that. So it's just a tricky little overlay that basically takes your webcam and makes it your background, and then organizes your content over to one side so that you appear on one side and the Prezi presentation is on the other side. It lets you present these topics in a more personal way, and is perfect for asynchronous teaching. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it useful. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. Heck, why not support us and click that subscribe button. Click on the bell icon to receive email notifications. Leave a comment or idea for a Tech Tuesday video below. Share this video with your friends. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.